I'm Hillary Barsky for Good Morning America Now. My guest is Donald Trump. We don't have a crystal ball. No one has a crystal ball. But the real estate market, where do you think it's headed in the long run?
Well, this is a great time to buy. I'm buying a lot of things now, and 2 years ago I wasn't buying.
You weren't saying
much.
that.
No, this is a great time to buy. This is the time to go out and start looking and start buying. And I think over the course of the next year, this is going to be the time to buy. And if you don't do it, you're going to be very, very disappointed in the years to come. This is the bottom of the market. It may go down a little bit more, it may not, but this is about the bottom of the market.
And those people that are waiting on the sidelines very patiently, you think they should jump in right now?
Well, I think they're starting to. I see it. I mean, I think they're starting to jump in. Certain markets are great, like Manhattan is still good, and I can't tell you how long that's going to be. But I'm talking about the rest of the country, for the most part, the country. This is the time to start looking at buying. You'll make a great deal.
How about the people who are worried that their homes, they're going to lose their homes, and they have to deal with the banks, and they're fearful of dealing with the banks because of foreclosures? The banks don't want their homes, do they?
Well, I think very, very important. It's something I go around and preach to people. They get a foreclosure notice saying you'll be out of your apartment or your home in 7 days, and they leave. They don't call anybody. Call your banker. Bankers aren't all bad. Some are very bad. Some are terrible. But bankers aren't all bad. And call your banker and see if you can make a deal. They don't really want your house. They have thousands of houses. They have millions of houses. They want to make a deal. They don't want to put security in. And as I just said on Good Morning America, I just was with Diane, and I made the statement, and I made it very loud and clear. They put security in. The security robs the place. It's ridiculous, okay? They take out the refrigerator. They take out the stove. It's ridiculous what goes on. So the last thing the banks want is your house, and you can go and make a great deal with the bank. What the point is, when you get that notice of foreclosure or you get the notice of default, don't leave. Go back and negotiate.
I think a lot of people, when they go in and when they want to negotiate with the banks, they get very aggressive, and that's not the way to go about this.
Well, I think you started off in a very friendly manner. And by starting off friendly, let the banker see you're nice people, you're good, solid people, and you want to keep your home and you want to work out a deal with them. And they want to also.
There are deals to be had, and that's what we're talking about this morning, because there's so many homes on the market.
There are great deals to be had right now, and frankly, the banks have let down the country because they don't have financing, they don't have money. They've been writing off billions and billions of dollars, and they're not in a good position to loan. It'll come back eventually, but right now the banks are not in a position to loan. But you don't have to take, the banks already have. They've already put up their money. They have the house. Because for the most part, you're going to be dealing with banks. You can make great deals with the banks in terms of a house. Sometimes with people selling, but oftentimes with banks that already took back houses.
So if I want to buy today, or somebody wants to buy today, what should I begin to look for? Well,
first of all, you have to find the place that you want to be. You want to get the right location if you're talking about a house. Now, if you're talking about an investment, that's a different story. Sure. But if you're talking about, assume a house, you want to pick the right location. You want to pick a location that you know, that you like, you feel good about. You want to check your neighbors to see, can you like them? Will you like them? Will they be enemies? There's nothing worse than having a house, and I've had friends, 100 of them, where they have neighbors that are just disasters, and you want to sort of see what it is. But you want to pick the right location, the right neighborhood, and then you want to make a deal.
And also, can you find out, Mr. Trump, where things are, construction things that are happening in a couple of years or so?
Well, you have to trust your instinct to a certain extent. Real estate is really a local business, and I've always felt it was a local business. I focus more in New York. I'm all over the world, but I focus more in New York because I really know every inch of New York City. And you really have to know what you're doing when it comes to purchasing, even if it's a house. For the most part, it's going to be the biggest investment that anybody's ever made. A house is always somebody's biggest investment, not necessarily my biggest investment, but it's somebody's biggest investment. And by the way, over the years, the best investment they've ever made also has been their house. So it's a very important decision for somebody, but pick an area that you like.